a Parent Plus loan for them. But do you understand that you are personally liable for that money? And are you sure that in your retirement years, you're the one who wants to be paying $400 or $500?
The dollar, a global economic powerhouse, isn't as invincible as it appears. In this video, we will scrutinize the factors contributing to its instability. First on the list is the ticking time bomb. National debt. As the government borrows and spends recklessly, the dollar's value weakens, creating a precarious situation. Inflationary pressures further contribute as the government prints more money, eroding the dollar's value. Geopolitical factors such as conflicts worldwide could undermine confidence, as seen with the Swiss franc and the euro. But what does this mean for our debts? Brace yourselves because it's not good news. Consumer debts, including credit cards and mortgages, could become a financial quagmire if the dollar collapses. Your $200,000 mortgage might cost significantly more, and credit card interest rates could soar, making repayment an uphill battle. Government and corporate debts face similar challenges, potentially leading to a vicious cycle of financial hardships, job losses, and decreased stock values. Join us on this financial exploration with Suze Orman as we uncover the potential impact of a dollar collapse on your debts and reveal strategies to safeguard your financial future. Before we unravel what could happen to our debts in the face of a dollar collapse, let's get acquainted with Suze Orman first. Suze's journey into the world of finance is nothing short of a financial odyssey. Graduating from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in 1976, Suze's financial saga took a turn when in 1980, she borrowed $50,000 from friends and family to open a restaurant. Unfortunately, the adventure turned into a financial roller coaster when the Merrill Lynch broker she trusted with her investment promptly lost it. Suze, however, didn't just shrug it off. She fought back, investigated, and successfully sued Merrill Lynch. Now let's fast forward through the chapters of Suze's illustrious career. From her early days at Merrill Lynch, she moved on to Prudential Batchy Securities in 1983 and eventually opened her own firm, the Suze Orman Financial Group, in 1987. Turning the pages further, Suze's wisdom transcended financial circles as she assumed the role of the financial editor at Oprah magazine in 1997. But perhaps the pinnacle of her achievements is hosting the Suze Orman Show on CNBC since 2002. For over 2 decades, Suze has been our financial confidant, sharing her insights, wisdom, and practical advice to help us navigate the complex waters of personal finance. Now, let's dissect the vulnerabilities of the dollar, because understanding these factors is like having a financial compass in stormy seas. First up, we've got the national debt. And folks, it's not just a number on a screen. It's a ticking time bomb for the dollar. Imagine the government borrowing and spending more than it takes in. The national debt piles up. And when that tower gets too high, it becomes a shaky foundation for the almighty dollar, weakening its value. It's like carrying too much weight on a bridge. Eventually, it might buckle. Then there are the inflationary pressures. It's like a magician pulling rabbits out of a hat. Except the government is printing more money to cover its expenses. Sure, it sounds like a solution, but the more they print, the less your dollar is worth. And let's not forget the geopolitical factors. Picture this. Conflicts and tensions worldwide impacting confidence in the US dollar. Remember when the Swiss franc had a rocky breakup with the euro? That caused quite the currency roller coaster, and the same could happen to the dollar. Now, Suze Orman isn't just dropping financial knowledge. She's drawing parallels with historical currency collapses, like the hyperinflation in Zimbabwe or the collapse of the Venezuelan bolivar. It's not just a history lesson, it's a warning sign that the same fate could be lurking for the dollar. Alright, picture this wild scenario. What if the US dollar against all odds just took a nosedive? We'd be talking about the mother of all economic disasters. Seriously, history books could have a field day with this one. And guess what? The US dollar isn't just America's thing. It's the official deal in 11 countries. So if it tanks, these countries would be in the same sinking boat. Now hold on to your hat because it gets crazier. There are about 66 currencies playing tag with the US dollar. If it collapses, these currencies would suddenly have to break free. And if you've seen what happened in Venezuela, you know that's a recipe for economic mayhem. Oh, and here's a jaw-dropper. Around 58.36% of the world's wealth lounging in global reserves would basically turn into worthless paper. Now why does everyone care so much about the dollar? It's like the glue holding the global economy together. Even rivals like Russia and China are invested in keeping the dollar floating. If it sinks, it's like a global economic tsunami that could wipe out their own financial landscapes. Now let's dive into the financial deep end and talk about the ripples that'll hit us right in the wallet if the dollar decides to play musical chairs. First up, our old friend, consumer debt. Suze Orman drops the truth bomb. A collapsing dollar is like a financial earthquake for our personal debts. Picture this: credit cards, mortgages, car loans, all getting a sudden jolt. As the dollar's value decreases, our debt's value skyrockets. That $10,000 credit card balance, yeah, that could turn into a bigger headache than we ever imagined. Next on the financial roller coaster is government debt. Suze sheds light on the challenges Uncle Sam faces when the dollar starts doing the cha-cha. Confidence in the US government takes a nosedive, and that has consequences. Interest rates shoot up, borrowing becomes a pricey affair, and suddenly the government's financial ship is navigating rough waters. It's like a financial domino effect. One thing leads to another. But hold on tight, because the corporate world isn't immune to this financial roller coaster either. Suze warns us about how a collapsing dollar hits corporate debts like a ton of bricks. Companies struggling to pay off debts can spiral into bankruptcy, and that means potential job losses and stock values going south. It's like a financial storm hitting the job market and our investments, and we're caught in the crossfire. Alright, now that we've got the lowdown on what happens when the dollar collapses, Suze Orman is rolling out her arsenal of financial self-defense techniques. Now let's talk about protecting your finances. Suze isn't just sounding the alarm, she's handing out financial fire extinguishers. Diversification isn't just a term. It's the grown-up version of those childhood trading cards. Remember when you traded your shiny holographic card for something you needed? That's diversification in action, swapping out different financial assets to avoid getting stuck holding the losing card. Suze wants us to spread our investment wings into foreign markets, commodities, and sectors we've never considered. It's not about getting excessively rich, it's about having a high likelihood of maintaining and building our wealth. Next up is net exports. It's like Suze is giving us the financial GPS to navigate the treacherous waters. When your ship is sinking, what's left? Net exports, which is exports minus imports. Suze breaks it down. To drive net exports, you trash your currency. That's the secret sauce behind QE, QE2, and low interest rates. It's not just about trashing the dollar. It's about strategically devaluing it relative to other currencies to boost exports. Suze isn't just giving us information, she's giving us the tools to understand the game. Lastly, we venture into the world of digital currencies. It's not just a chapter in the financial history book, it's the present and future. Suze isn't just throwing around fancy terms, she's introducing us to the real deal: Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins. These aren't just digital tokens, they're your insurance against a shaky dollar. Imagine them as a financial force field, resistant to the vulnerabilities that affect traditional currencies. But, and it's a big but, Suze is not here to sell us a fairy tale. She reminds us that with great power comes great responsibility, and digital currencies are no exception. It's about understanding the risks before diving into the crypto world. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and watch this one as well.